hey, we're gonna rip if we don't fix this. So it's now gonna start building up scar tissue to repair that, which causes more restriction to the nerve all the way down the line. So every single joint that comes down to, it's gonna start getting hit. So by balancing out the muscles around your spine and correcting that spinal alignment, you're now gonna get a better signal, and you're gonna get more accurate signal. You're not gonna get those partial bursts of energy that are gonna start to create muscle imbalances. Excite the nerves and relax during the day. Most of our jobs are pretty unnatural, sitting around, just like we are now. That sucks. If you guys want to get up, walk around, by all means, go ahead and do that. Yes.
Just move to the back.
Right. So this means we need to hit the other side of the body. So scope and posterior chain, all of these muscles on the backside are very weak, inhibited, don't really get a lot of work in. So we need to get that stuff worked in as best we can. Balance joints to take away the subsensory pain signals. So again, the same thing, if that joint is out of balance, you're gonna start to get a lot of issues with the electrical signal. As for more electricity, so there's some things with diagonal movements, so when we're doing prostolateral stuff like this, we're gonna get a lot more electricity going through, which is going to enhance the signal, which is gonna enhance your strength. Work related segments together at once to improve muscle timing. So basically, doing exercises that are working complementary muscles and making the body work the way it's supposed to. So getting off the machines and doing functional movements. Cardiovascular overrise. When you work all three systems and no longer have any gas in the tank, you increase excitation of your nervous system, producing cardiovascular override. When you hit complete neuromuscular fatigue in many areas of your body at once, it's your heart rate, respiratory rate, blood pressure that respond first, producing neurological override. Look at that core. Nobody talks about core, all this kind of cool stuff. Here's some kind of simple examples of real core work. So your core's true function is to make sure you don't get paralyzed. That's basically all it's there for. It's not there to look pretty or any of that stuff. Like we said, caveman usually had 5 to 20 extra pounds. It has to engage harder and faster when you do activities like jumping out of a chair versus just standing up. So it's very specific to what you're doing. So if you want to train laying to standing, SPP is what we call specific physical preparation. So if we want to prepare, say, an 80-year-old lady to get out of bed, maybe we'll do some Turkish get-ups. If we want to train a walking pattern, a gait, lunges work really, really well. Make sure to work opposite leg, opposite arm. You would not believe, I went to Football Police Academy last summer, trained their wellness program. These guys were running in place like this. I have no idea how they're going to catch a suspect because that is not going to work really well. See the standing, so box squats. You can have variety, maybe have one foot in front of the other, kind of simulate how you would get off a chair or something like that. Breathing drills also fall under core work. Breathing is very, very, very important. It's not only going to improve digestion as you start to work and open this diaphragm up, but you're going to start to reduce your hip mobility issues. You're going to start to open up the hips. Once you get this diaphragm opened up, your core is going to work better, as well as you're going to get more deeper respiratory work. So if you are getting fatigued, if you are getting winded, learning to breathe down in the nose, down to that belly, and open up that diaphragm out through the mouth is going to really start to work it. We can get a little bit more into breathing, and it gets complicated, but there's basically anatomical breathing, pressurized breathing, which is the old school gym breathing that most people do. It's exhale on effort. For you trainers, if somebody has heart problems, stroke problems, stuff like that, all that pressure, not good. So what's anatomical breathing is as you expand, inhale, as you collapse, exhale. The times that you switch those up is if it's a max effort, by all means go with the standardized Western gym breathing. That's what you need. You need pressure. When you're going with things over, say, 6 reps or so, you want that anatomical breathing as much as possible. When you start to use it properly, you will not get winded. You will be doing exercise and you're like, whatever. It's not that big a deal. You'll be able to talk right afterwards. So it's all about matching your movement and your breathing, and matching your breathing with your movement, and eventually it'll just start to sink. It becomes very easy, and afterwards you're just like, a couple breaths, and you're good. My roommate actually broke a breathing measurement machine because it didn't go high enough. So putting it all together, finally, what is it true? The only truly limited, non-renewable resource Okay, I guess I didn't just spell checking that one. Yeah, time. I don't know why I didn't catch that either. Apparently spruce is a word. So again, we have the hierarchies because of time. So again, hit nutrition. Now why do we do training for Metabolism 101? Because this is the easiest to have compliance on. Somebody can show up, do training, cool, done, don't have to worry about it. Nutrition takes a lot more effort, takes a lot more compliance. But that is the most important. So again, strength training is going to be your next hit, metabolic interval training, and then your cardio, staying active. So for training, again, metabolic accelerated resistance training. What is that? Strength training exercise performed in a superset or circuit format with incomplete rest periods using explosive exercises with a strong bias towards self-limiting exercises and offset loading. This method won't make you the strongest or the fittest, but it is the best for fat loss that we've found so far. So again, that's strength training exercise performed in a superset or circuit format with incomplete rest periods. So remember how we talked about rest periods earlier, saying you have to get rest periods? This is where it gets complicated. You have to have incomplete rest periods. We'll kind of go over that a little bit. Using explosive exercises with a strong bias, just self-limiting exercises. Again, this isn't going to make you the fittest or the strongest, but it will burn fat the best. So how do you set it up? You want to maximize the benefits of your resistance training with maximal metabolic disturbance. We want heavy resistance. We don't want this silly Tracy Anderson, like, only lift 3 pounds. No, not going to work. It will not stimulate the musculature. It's not going to make that bigger engine that we need. Time under tension should be coming close to 45 to 60 seconds is what we're shooting for fat loss. Again, other goals are going to have different time under tensions. If you're getting shorter than 30 seconds, you're probably going a little bit too heavy. If you're getting longer than that, you're definitely going way too light. So you should be at about 45 to 60 seconds. Again, this is for strength training. Supersets and circuits allow a body zone plenty of time to recover. So this is how we manipulate the incomplete rest period. So I may work upper body, and then I'm going to hit lower body. This gives my upper body time to recover while the lower body's working. Does that make sense? So that's how we kind of manipulate the rest periods by using that. Alternate push and pull as much as you can. That is Ingrid, also known as Hurricane Ingrid. She was an insane bobsledder. She'll go on those ropes for 20, 30 minutes, no problem.
20 or 30 seconds.
Right. So kind of a sample setup you can do. This is what Dr. Case found works really well. Do a squat pattern, a push pattern, a lunge, a pull, some kind of plank. Do that 4 times, have a 2-minute rest in between each cycle. Sprint intervals, again, like we talked about, we've got to get that high rate of perceived exertion, 9.5 to 9, 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. Now during that low, here's the key. 30 to 90 seconds has to be extremely low. It has to be so slow that you're just like, oh, this sucks. You know, I want to go fast again. It has to be that low in order to get the full response from that high. Joint mobility daily. Have to hit that joint mobility daily. We have to get all that fluid in there. This is what's going to fix and prevent most injuries. Also, as you're doing joint mobility, guess what? You're actually burning calories because now you're moving these joints. So think about your spine, all those vertebrae, you can get those going, you can burn more calories. Alternate heavy and light sets. Working to a rate of perceived discomfort. So discomfort is on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most painful thing you've ever experienced in life, 0 being obviously none. If you go above that 3, you are going to cause the body to freak out, and it's not going to do very well. Under a 3, you're getting the nutrients in there, you're starting to break up some of the deposits, you're starting to get some good, healthy stuff going in there. So it's like, yeah, this is a little bit discomfort, but no big deal. You go above that, and your fat loss is just going to basically come to a stop, because your body is not going to allow you. It's going to be like, nope, we're not going past that because I know my body's out of alignment, I'm going to hurt myself, so I'm not going to let you go past it. So your fat loss will be extremely limited if you go past discomfort above a 3. It's kind of like a governor. So what's the fastest way to results? Again, like I said, this is what I found in just about every single program I've reviewed over the last couple of years. 2 strength training sessions per week, including explosive work. 2 metabolic acceleration training sessions. So it's almost like strength training, only it's a little bit more circuit format is basically the difference. Strong bias towards self-limiting exercises, non-competing pairings, so like upper body, lower body, or front, back. And sprint interval finishers. So at the end, we always have a finisher. We'll show you a sample here in a minute. And we reduce carb diet with the exception of 1 to 2 hours of exercise. So those are the key. Again, if you want results, overall metabolic resistance program is 6 to 8 exercises focusing on whole body with 2 to 3 interval cardio sessions or a metabolic accelerated training session. With a reduced refined carbohydrate diet, you can easily result in 2 to 3 pounds of fat loss a week. That's pretty common. We've had gals lose 2 dress sizes within 4 weeks, 2 jean sizes. So it was actual jean, it wasn't like stretchy pants or anything like that. It's very, very quick once you add the strength training. And this was Jessica training for almost a year with us and still made those kind of results. So just by adding in strength training, dramatically, Cheryl as well. I remember, how much did you lose in 8 weeks? 11 pounds in 8 weeks, and then another 2 sizes after training with us for a year, just adding strength training. So strength training is very, very huge. 4 days a week at moderate or high intensity is the key. So we want roughly 4 days a week, no more. You may have less depending on your recovery. Recovery is a whole other component, again, with rest. The best program I've ever found, and the problem is it doesn't work because it's a constant rotating cycle. It works, it's just that it doesn't work for the average person. So 4-day cycle. So on day 1, I'm doing nothing but joint mobility. The next day, I'm doing nothing but stretching flexibility work. The next day, I'm doing skill or moderate strength work. The next day is very